for the section as well. That is also true.
Okay, sir.
Anything is possible, sir. Anything is possible. You don't have to even ask me whether it is possible or not. Probably you can ask me how it is possible, but everything is possible. Whatever you think of doing it, whatever you're seeing as a magazine or something, it's possible. I defined actually I designed a complete newsletter in the LaTeX. Very.
Sir, possible to share this text file, sir?
I think I've already done, sir. It's there in the Telegram. Even before I started the session itself, I dropped it in the Telegram, and the Telegram must be having the work.
Okay, sir. The zip file, sir. The zip file folder.
Yes, the zip file folder is containing this one.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is I want to cover what I left in the last class. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
So can you change any other font, sir?
Yes, sir. Any font which is right now
no,
available.
Can you demonstrate? Can you change it and demonstrate, sir?
Of course. Let me open that file. See, the only thing what you have to check is whether that font is there in your system or not. So, for example, in my what I am very much confident is, I think Arial is there, so I can change my font to Arial. Compile this. Let me check. Yeah. Did you notice the difference? I think Arial and Roberta looks slightly similar. Why don't you change to Times New Roman, our famous font of the world? Yeah, that's your Times New Roman. Hopefully, anything you want, you can do it with the help of the latest compilers.
So, what is the actual font for Palintenia, sir?
Palintenia, sir, I haven't heard of this font, sir. Sorry. Palintenia, I don't know, sir. Probably you can check in the system itself.
Put it chat box, sir. Font name is Palintenia.
Again, let me. I didn't see your chat so far. I'm not sure if the font is available in your system, then it will work.
Okay, sir.
If the font is not available in the system, this also it's not
no, sir,
job
actually this is a inbuilt in system for Word and Excel, but I don't know it will support in the LaTeX or not. That's why my question.
Any font which is there in Word or Excel, which is that means it's installed in your system. That means it will support here as well.
Oh, so I can change it this one, then it will work, sir.
Yeah, it will work. Just put the proper name over here. That's all. The font name should be properly written. So here, if you write Times New Roman with small n, it may not work.
Okay,
so
sir.
just identify the proper name and then it will work. The font that you are talking about, I think I'm little unaware of it. I'm sorry for that, but it will work.
Okay, sir.
I think Calibri is. Sir, actually, dear participants, as I said, I would like to see again. You see that the font Calibri was not available in my, or I have typed it wrongly. That's why it has been given an error. Sir, I would like to request the participants once again, that be careful with your mouse, mic.
Can you able to just an idea?
Sir, kindly mute to others' mic, sir. The queries will be posted on the chat box, sir. Because others are discussing it. Too much of
already posted.
Yeah.
I have already posted.
1 minute, ma'am. Let me answer the queries. Actually, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm right now making it not allow anybody to unmute yourself, but I will answer the queries first in the chat box. very clear. If you want to have it in tabular format, how will you give comments for color form? No, I think I didn't get the question properly. If you want to have the table format, how will you give comments for color form? That means what? Probably, I think you are expecting the table colors to be there. Like, for example, the row should be colored and the column should be colored. If that is a question, then the answer is very simple. There is a Xcolor itself. The package supports for tables color itself. All that you have to do is just call that library called table, and that will give you the row color command and then column color, row color command, in fact, and then column color. You can of course do it using the table environment itself. Therefore, that will work. Not a problem. Can you please send the text file? Yes, I think I already sent it in the Telegram. Of course, the finally also will be available at the end of the day as well. Right now also it's available. While we run the project one, I received the error as cannot use the PDF text. Sir, that's what I think I mentioned, that PDF text will not work on font spec. You need to have LATEX. Again, we are using font awesome, but again does not use LATEX. So I have moved into LATEX. So all that you have to do is comment it using LATEX. It seems like I need to change it to LATEX. Is that necessary or need to change settings? No, it is necessary, sir. While run the project one, I received the error and cannot use PDF. I think same comment. I'm not able to upload. I'm not able to find uploaded files in Telegram. Don't worry, sir. Actually, it will be shared in a link. So if not possible, I do have the same error. Okay, I think that's been handled. In experience section, you have included only 3 items. Can we do it dynamically? Yes, ma'am. Obviously, you can do it. I think this is, in fact, what we do is right now in the sessions that what we have planned is we have defined it in a way that will not clash with the other session. But if you combine all of the sessions together, you can make a really dynamic document like anything. That's why I have left it as an exercise for you. One is the publication. Put it in the Excel file or CSV file or even in the BIB file itself. Then couldn't hear me properly. Is that I think it's okay now. So you put it in the Excel file or CSV file and then get it back. Then it's going to give you the it's going to blow your mind for sure. That's the idea. Okay, send it to mail tech file. Yes, ma'am. We'll try our best because we had 1,400 participants. That's why we had difficulty in sending the mail, but we will try our best. To disable some set of lines, what is the shortcut key that you are using? Sir, to disable the some set of lines, the shortcut key that I'm using is Control T. You see that in the tools, there is, I think, not tools, I think IDE fix. Yeah, in the IDE fix, you see that the comment is there. There's also a toggle comment is there and none comment is there. That means if I select all of this and then go to this IDE fix and then toggle comment, if this been commented, then it will uncomment it. If it has not been commented at all, it will comment it. That's all it does. Meaning if I go back to the IDE fix and then toggle comment, it's uncommented. And if you comment it, if you want to simply uncomment it, you can also use Control U and that will also do it. So right now I'm in Mac, so the command for me is Command T and Command U. But in Windows and Windows or Linux, it is Control U and Control T. Control T for commenting, Control U for uncommenting it. Okay. Are you not able to hear me? I'm speaking actually. I'll let the people to unmute right now. Please ask questions if you have any. Otherwise, I'll just showcase one more example and then wind up. Please say whether TextStudio and MicTech is enough or we have to install any other software. TextStudio and MicTech is more than sufficient, sir. Enough. Can you this profile pic with your original one? Of course I can, sir. Anything you want. I say here, I'm not sure whether I'm sharing the complete screen or only the TextStudio. Are you able to see the Zoom Windows boxes here? You see in the folder over here, you can replace it with anything you want. In fact, I will. Profile text. Yeah, I have my photo here. I will replace it. I'll delete this photo, but I will write photo and compile this project. And that should work. Yeah. Now this is my photograph. I think you're satisfied now. Okay. I think I've answered every question. Suppose if the question has been answered, please tell me. So for preparing resume in MS Word is much enough, then why should we use LaTeX? And also, what is the major advantage of using LaTeX? Again, as I said, this is about the user preference, first choice, that what you want to use. It's first of all actually is your own intuition whether you want to use the Word, whichever the way actually you are comfortable with. I would say that I am comfortable in LaTeX because it gives me an option to define the way what I wanted. In the Word, remember this the work history that I have defined over here, all the three has to be designed by yourself, right? So all of them has to be defined individually. Now in the LaTeX, what I do is I define it only once. Now I add the content. Now I add the content one more, doesn't matter. All of them actually is going to be automatically aligned. All of them are going to be having, pretty neat the way actually earlier how it was earlier. But in the Word, it's not like that. You change one small bit of change, then you have to change it globally. And also I have written as, actually what I did here is, in fact, the LaTeX, the way it works is the content is in the different file and the style is in different file. So you have the same content, you can create multiple files formats like this. For example, I don't want the education section to be written like this. I can write it in the other way. I will show you another example that what I did here is, at least here I have made it almost static, like you can't change the order here. But I have done a project where I want to create a syllabus material. I'll show it in a moment. But that will actually is allowing you to put it in different places than what you wanted. So it's allowing you to put it in different pages. Remember here in Word, in the name has been actually is typed here as well as here. So you have typed it 2 times. But in the LaTeX, you have typed it only once. So I've used the same name. And that being said, wherever you change it, only one place you have to change it. If there is an error, it will be affected in this place as well as in every other place that you use it. That is the advantage. And again, publications, I have right now incorporated only 3 publications. So it's easy in Word as well. But imagine, I see my colleagues are having hundreds and hundreds of publications. How they are going to list it in a Word file? Basically, it's not going to be easy. But it is going to be very easy if you are maintaining it in LaTeX. Just put it in the BIP file and call it. Anytime you update the BIP file, it's going to be updated. Resume is updated. Text file is not open in Telegram group, so can you send it again? Yes, I will send it, ma'am. Can we change the language rating? Given a stars inside. Yes, ma'am. Of course, you can change it. Yes, sir. Please.
For the publication, you mentioned that only 3, sir. Then after that, it's a page break.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Then after that, you made it that the margin, top margin is in the command line, you reset.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Suppose the publication is more than 3, that is, as you told, 100 publications, then it will be automatically reset the top margin for the next page onwards, or because you mentioned that the clear page, after that the page length is reset.
True. Yeah.
So how it will work, sir?
Yes.
So or can you do it here? Copy the same 3 item to some more 6 times.
Yeah, I can do that. But what
Yeah.
I have done is actually I forgot to tell that exercise. I'm sorry for that. So there is an exercise here, as Sir has mentioned. What is the exercise is? I'll give you the solution in oral format. I think you will be able to implement it by yourself. All that you have to do is keep note on the page number. So meaning keep monitor the page number. If the page number crosses the 1, then reset your head height to 2 centimeters. All that you have to do is that. So go to the class file. All that you have to do is create a counter for the page number. If the page number is actually is more than 1, which means if it is crossing the first page, then all that it has to do is it has to reset the head height to just 2 centimeters. Will that solve the problem, sir? Because in that way,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, that's an exercise, sir. I'm sorry, I forgot to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I forgot to inform you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for noting it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So finally, as I said, you can even change your what is it? The way the places it looks like. I'll show you one more project very quickly, and then we'll wind up. I think we have only 7 minutes. I'll directly jump into project number 3. I'm not discussing project number 2. We'll share the file there. See here, I have no fancy coloring. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I have to make you.
David, unmute yourself.
Oh, you muted my seat.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so here you see that I have created a new class file called syllabi. I don't have fancy formats here. Remember, all that I have is very plain syllabus that we have used here. What I wanted was I wanted to maintain this format. If sometimes later, if the people are asking in a slightly different format, I should be able to change it globally. Remember, in each paper, in each course, we'll have some 20 different 22 to 30 syllabus. Then for each course, meaning if you are running some 10 courses, then you can see that it's 200 files that you have to touch and change it. Now, all that I have done here is I have created a syllabi, just a class file. You can see that the syllabi text for class file is actually a little lengthy because it just contains a good amount of work. But before that, I'll show the functionality for this. What this does is, as I said, it expects the font specs to have, meaning if they expect the fonts to have, because our university expects us to have the Times New Roman instead of the serif font that we usually use. Therefore, it has been implemented. And then these are some packages that we usually often use it. If you do not use any mathematics, you don't need AMS math. If you do use it, you need it AMS math. That's why I did not put it inside this class file. Rather, I put it here because it's an optional here. Now, all that I did is I defined some courses here, which is the course code and then the course title, and then the prerequisites, whether this has been there or not. Then finally, the lecture hour, which is coming at, is going to come under L, which is going to come under T, it's going to come under P, it's going to come under C. So these are being defined. So any faculty you give it, it's all that they have to do is they have to just fill it up. They don't have to worry about the formats. So these 4 comments, it's going to give you this full table over here. Then the objectives, all that you have to do is just begin objective and end objective, then place the enumeration. And finally, you have the, after that you have the outcomes, then you have the modules. So here, just type it inside the begin outcomes, end outcomes. Then all the modules that what you do here inside this, you have to type it inside the module. The first argument says what is the number of the module. The second argument is the title of the module. And the fourth one is how many hours you will be spending on that module. And then the fifth one, I think this is about that. The fourth one expects you to write out what is the course outcomes that you are mapping on. So here, this is how it works. Then each module has been typed inside the module environment itself. Therefore, remember here, I have not done any format. I didn't do even bold. See, you see that bold has been not done here itself. That's nothing I did here. Then finally, the reference groups and textbooks, all of them have been done. Then evaluation mode has been done. You see, whatever I have here in the code, nothing is there in the output. See, end document is over. But what I did here is, go to the slurby.cls. You see, same command, same thing, same thing. All that I did is used an article class, taken one-side notebook, one-sided class, then 12 point and A4 paper. Then couple of packages that I needed, especially need space I needed to solve one small problem that even one of the professor has been mentioning, that if you have multiple things, then what you do, or how do you handle? For example, the module 4 should not start here and the rest of the content should be here. The module 4 should start in the new fridge because there's no space here in between. But there is a space to just only to put the title. So I don't want that to happen. So the need space is going to take care of that issue. So it's going to check that if there is a 5-line spacing, then only it is going to place it. Otherwise, it's going to push it down. So that's why I use the need space. I have the command. I'll show it in below. Of course, I have defined a color here. Wherever I have a color, I usually define it as a main color or primary color, or whatever it is. Then, as I said, as we have already done, you see that the course title text, which has also been dynamically defined. So you can come over here and then define it. The way actually I have defined this new command is because you can come over here and change it in later as well. Like, just because all that you have to do is just write renew command and then the command name. So the command name was course title text, right? The course title text was just simply the course title over here. So the course title text, and change it to something else. And without even touching any of the format, it's going to change the course title text to something else. You see that? Denoting. So anything I use here, I made it as dynamic because of that reason. Then you go down, you have a new command, which is the old-fashioned technology that we define a course code and then we just renew command it to the at course code. Therefore, I can use it later. All that it does is, even if you have the command over here, it doesn't print anything. All that it does is takes this input and redefine that input to another piece. So that's all that happens over here for all these, I think 7 commands here, all these 7 commands. So for all the 7 commands, you copy paste, change the numbers, that's all. Then the print hours, all that it does is it creates a tabular environment. You see that this tabular environment. Inside the tabular environment, it puts the lecture hours, tutorial hours, and practical hours in that. The advantage is, as I said, since you just collect the data, you have the ability to put wherever you want. Probably I might think that I want to print the hours not here, whereas I want to print the hours at the end of the document. You can do that. There's no problem. If the university suddenly comes and changes, hey, don't put it over here, put it over somewhere else, then you have the liberty to change it in one place, and all the other 200 files are changed dynamically. That's it. Yeah, fine. Then of course the remaining comments are exactly similar to what we have done in the previous one. So just it's going to say the rest of them just like this. I define some new column types. Of course, it takes its own 1 hour at least to defining an advanced level of tables inside the LaTeX. I define some new column types using an array package and use that to do that. The way I handle the environments that inside this object is whatever I have here is using a package called environ. And all that it does is I define a new environment, and you don't print the environment right in there. So you see that if you type a begin theorem, end theorem, wherever you're typing it, it will print there. Here, this is not the perspective. This is not the aim. The aim was just collect the objectives and keep it with you and place it wherever you want it. So for that purpose, what I do is this environment objectives will globally set the variable print objectives as the body of the environment. Meaning, if the objectives are containing some body, that body will be stored in a variable called print course objectives globally inside the document. And that being said, I can use this variable to print it anywhere in the document. Fine. The same thing has been done for the outcomes. Then same thing has been done for the modules as well. So and also it's been done for the textbooks environment and the reference books environment, etc. Then you come over here. Finally, I create at the end of the document command, which is responsible for putting everything, whatever you have done here, just before the end document. Just before the end document, come over here and place it. That's what this command says. So at end document, take all of the things and place it in wherever you want. See, all that I have done here is I have used a long table, place the course outcome first, then course objectives. I'm sorry, place the top areas first, then the objectives, outcomes, and then each module later. So you see that? That's the long table command, but none of them are manually typed. Everything is fully dynamically typed so that you change anything over here, it is automatically changed. Okay, so that's the project. I'll be sharing this project as well. If you want, you can use it. You're free to use it for any of your official works. You're free to change it with anything you wanted, and you can implement it in your institutions or whatever. Right? Okay. I think with that, I would like to close the session, and I would like to open the session for any other queries if there is anything. Any queries?
Participants, if you have any queries, you can raise.
Hopefully the workshop has given you what you were looking for. This is what we were planning for. This is where we wanted to bring you, in fact. Purpose of XC LaTeX and LATEX. Again, sir, the PDF LaTeX was defined in plain text. So it wasn't giving you a flexibility of running a new font. It wasn't giving you a flexibility of using font awesome, etc. So we take XC LaTeX, which is another compiler, which was helpful to not just to font spec. It has been used for many other purposes as well, but they especially to change the different fonts, we need a XC LaTeX compiler. We need LU LaTeX for font awesome, etc. So some things are required for this. Yes, sir. I will share this file. I think Professor Kalidas was asking. I will share this file, sir. We got many useful things in the learning. Any other? Thank you, ma'am. Any queries are there? Yes, sir. Please. Yeah.
Is there any other sample for resume, sir?
Any other sample? I think I prepared only one, sir. I think Overleaf has multiple templates. Overleaf has multiple templates. You can go ahead and check.
Okay, sir. My another doubt. XC LaTeX, you can compile it for any document. We can compile XC LaTeX, or if font spec only we can use it. XC LaTeX.
No, sir. No, sir. It can compile it with anything. Like
so, then
hereafter PDF LaTeX.
Hereafter we can use it XC LaTeX instead of PDF LaTeX.
Yes, sir. Very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the XC LaTeX was giving me little bit more advantages as well. For example, when you use the, I think mostly the PDF LaTeX, when you want a Times New Roman, all that you do is you use a package called Times. Just use package Times. Will give you the Times New Roman. The problem was the encoding was not proper, but all the encoding was properly handled in the XC LaTeX. So that's why XC LaTeX was very powerful.
My another doubt, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you convert our document to HTML?
Yes.
Resume to HTML?
Yes.
Can you demonstrate, sir?
As of now, I may never be able to demonstrate, but I'll give you a way.
Okay.
But you can't handle it in the LaTeX itself. You will not be able to You will not be able to do that in the LaTeX itself. But what you can do is you can use a software called Pandoc. This Pandoc is there. I'm not sure actually whether my screen is shared or only this is shared. Are you able to see this chat window? Can someone confirm me? No?
No.
Okay. That means actually only my Text Studio windows has been shared, I guess. So let me stop sharing and then sharing the complete screen. You see.
Yes, now we can see you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You see that a software called Pandoc is there. You have to install it in your computer first. Once you install it, what you can do is you can change any LaTeX command, any LaTeX document to in almost any other formats. Like you can change the LaTeX document to ebook. You can change the LaTeX document to HTML document. You can change the LaTeX document to a Markdown document. You can change the LaTeX document to a Word file even. So all of them are possible using Panda. So this is a wonderful software that I have used it already as well. I have also used it to convert it to Word file as well. You see the syllabus file that what we have just now actually showcased. Sometimes actually our professors, some of our professors are actually expecting us to give it in Word file itself. They're not comfortable in LaTeX. So what we do is we prepare it in LaTeX, but we just convert it in Word file and give it to them. That's all we do. Because LaTeX is easy to prepare. I don't have to worry about the formatting. That's the biggest thing. You see that all the formats that what you can think of is already available. Very well documented. You can just write it and do it in one single line of code. All that you have to do is using the command line. That's the only thing. But you have to do it. You can do it just like this. Any other queries? Should I check for the chat box? Using TIX package, the code draw. How to draw directed edges. All that you have to do is simply write one small code. I think Fathiman sir has mentioned. All that you have to do is just in the not the fill, of course, in the draw, if you write one hyphen and then the what is it symbol called? Greater than symbol, no? That greater than symbol, it will give you the directed edge. Yeah, of course, this will be explained in the afternoon session. So afternoon session is purely dedicated for PDF plots and directed edges. So I hope, in fact, that should have been covered first so that it would be easier for the rest of the session. So I kept that in mind and then prepared my TIX comments, everything. But unfortunately, that session got swapped, and we are sorry for that. I think you will have every explanation, whatever I have used here as a TIX in the afternoon session. So he will cover it, all of them.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I just want to ask you about this table. Can we add the university logo and university name?
Yeah, in what place, ma'am?
In the syllabus table, sir. About the syllabus table.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, of course, ma'am. That's what I said, ma'am. Here, you see that this is the place that I have given the long table, right? So all that you have to do is just come over here and include graphics, put your photo, put your logo or whatever it is, it's going to work. So it's purely up to you to define.
Okay. So you're sharing this file and the resume text files with us, right?
Yes, I will do it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I think in the attendance, it's been already circulated. Probably you might have filled it. Thank you. Sir, Dhanshekar sir, I think the comments are okay, I guess.
Yes, participants, if you don't have any queries, we can wind up for the morning session. And again, I thank Dr. David for sharing his expertise with us. And in future, right, I hope he will share more things so that we can also learn. Thank you, sir. Thank you for
thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Knowledge. Thank you.
Yes,
and the participant, the last session, that was 6th session, from 2 o'clock to 3:30, right? So be there by 1:45, so that we can have the session up to 3:20 or 3:15. Then we will have a valedictory function. So thank you very much. So we will meet by 1:45. Thank you. Thank you, David.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.